and then you
Should I log in or not?
no no need log in.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Go live. GTV go live.
Yeah, and then YouTube go live. Wait a minute.
Are we live yet?
Wait. I share the link. Maybe 1 minute. Hello.
Yeah. Are we live now?
Yeah, live now. But I need to share the link. Can
Uh,
maybe when the link is complete, can be start. Wait 1 minute.
hello.
Yeah.
We're live on GTV
Yeah, and YouTube.
as well. Okay.
Yeah.
So should we begin?
Yeah, you can beginning. It's okay.
But
Okay.
I cannot see. I cannot see the poster. Yeah.
You cannot see poster. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
No, I can't.
Have a poster.
Yeah. Okay. It's like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah. Okay. Let us greet to our audience. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our program. This is our weekly English language live broadcasting program entitled Hong Kong Signs of the Times. It's co-hosted by Sky Sun, a smart Hong Kong young man, and me, Dr. Ming from the Go Library. And the idea is that we will talk about Hong Kong current situation based on posters. And these posters have been collected by Sky. And he would like to share with us the posters, which were all originally created by Hong Kong natives. And then we will talk about the stories behind these posters. And please say hello to our audience, Sky.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. The sound is okay. And maybe it's okay. We can start about the poster. Welcome today. Our talking about Hong Kong about pandemic. That's our cover to. You can see the for about the Hong Kong the virus. Everybody will know that now on the more people to invite about the virus, and then on Hong Kong there are many situation in have a beginning to come about will be now on the 1st and September. They will be the Hong Kong government will be start about the whole health cook and to no it's health cook is a DNA research. You can do to check about how you have a virus or not. For now, we can start to talk about this topic. Can we open the first one?
Yeah, so this is our third episode. The title is Hong Kong's pandemic. We all know that the pandemic now is prevailing all over the world, but the Hong Kong's is very special in terms that it's highly political, and basically the Beijing government, the Chinese Communist Party regime has tried to exploit this pandemic in Hong Kong, and what they are doing is that they impose the so-called health code scheme to collect the DNAs of the Hong Kong natives. Yeah, so what does that imply to the Hong Kong peoples? And these posters show their source, and we like to explain to our audience. Yes, please go ahead. And so this is the first poster Sky shows us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please tell us what is that. Yeah.
First one we need to show this picture, the poster, because we must thank you about the medical personnel now. They are working about to protect our not to take about the virus, and take our health to they do anything to protect us. But now for Hong Kong government, they will stop their fees about their payment about they want because they say will we have on February they have some against about the government to not take action to let more about the mainland people to come Hong Kong or go to other fly to other country. So the government fees them the salaries because they are against about this government. Yeah, so I need to we can see the slogan, we stay at work for you and you stay at home for us, because there's on the Julia, the more people is in Hong Kong. They have more about 100 higher on 100 have the people to have a CCP virus.
So the first poster is about the medical staff, yeah, and we can see that they're holding two balls to tell the Hong Kong people what to do, and basically they plead the Hong Kong people, yeah, to follow the self quarantine. So if the Hong Kong people say like stay at home, yeah, and then that would sort of like avoid putting too much stress on the medical staff, and then they also pledge to work hard in order to protect the Hong Kong people from contracting coronavirus. The problem is that in February, as Sky explained us, well, the pandemic was in the high time, and the Hong Kong government didn't close the border, and they allowed the people from mainland China, which is an area that heavily affected by the pandemic, yeah, the coronavirus. The Hong Kong government still kept the border open, allowed mainland China to free travel to Hong Kong, either take transit via Hong Kong or visit Hong Kong. So this put really extra and unnecessary stress on Hong Kong medical staff. That's why they try to like pressurize the government to change the position in terms that to shut the border. And now the government sort of like retaliate, yeah, the medical staff in Hong Kong. So the medical staff in Hong Kong, they have tried their best, yeah, to tell the Hong Kong people what to do in order to protect themselves, and in terms that how they would help to treat the Hong Kong people. Yeah. So that's the message. Yeah, of this poster.
Yeah.
So shall we move to the next one? Yes.
Yes,
Please.
we can have two picture, and we can talk about the left hand side. There is I need to tell about the people. There's lie about everybody have see about the movie is Resident Evil. There's a game about the game. There's a Jumbo. There's like it's the same as a virus about in the world, and then there's a Resident Evil for about the movie. But now for the world, the real world, and we have the pandemic about the virus, and this virus is decided on the CCP. There is a weapon. There is a lie about the the same of the non-screen bomb about the attack about the world, and then there is we is inside about the word about in the this picture, because the government they don't do anything for about the virus because they believe about the CCP. This is about this
Uh,
virus nature, and then more, and they will do more about the will say about this Hong Kong can no problem about that, and then another one is about the have on the eighth word how to say that about there is because building about the
oh
temporary
yeah, the movable cabin hospital. Yes.
yeah. There is say in the CCP language is say say about the mobile
方舱, yeah.
yes mobile uh,
Yeah, mobile cabin
yeah.
hospital.
But this is the for a few the real meaning is temporary is duration word. Then is the more about the facility is built on the medical personnel and is authority of medical, but CCPA officer will come to Hong Kong and say this is they are provide and they have some do many things about to support Hong Kong. So you can see two pictures in this
Yeah.
poster.
Yeah, so basically now Sky is showing us are two posters, yeah, and the one on the left hand side is the background, yeah, is taken from a film. It's sort of like a doomsday film, and now it's not fictional. It's sort of like a reality, and then the clever Hong Kong people to they use this very familiar scene, yeah, to get the message across that we are really in a pandemic, yeah, which is very very difficult and which is very serious. However, and there is they post some words here to say the virus actually only frustrates you, but what kills your hope is the government's policy. So the virus, of course, yes, is serious. However, the more serious thing is the government policy. The government doesn't really protect the people. The government only receives the order from the Beijing, the CCP regime. Okay, and they are only interested to implement blindly the CCP's order, and they really don't mind to put people's lives at risk. So that's the poster on the left hand side conveying to us. Pandemic, yes, is very dangerous, yeah. But however, the government either they are negligent to treat people, and in terms of Carrie Lam, she's you see this word labeled under his profile is that civility. So she only she only does things to please her big boss, the CCP in Beijing, rather than lend her ear to the voice of Hong Kong people. Yeah, and then the other leaders of the relevant regulatory authorities basically take the similar stance in terms that they do not really mind the Hong Kong people's concerns, all their lives, all their safeties, all their health, but they just be accountable to their boss, big boss in Beijing. Okay, so that's the left, the poster on the left, show us, and on the right, the poster basically is about like you see there are two figures here, yeah. The two on the left is looks like a nurse, a female nurse, and a male doctor. They represent the native Hong Kong medical staff, and as far as we know, Hong Kong medical system is very well developed. It's much higher, the standard is much higher than that of mainland China. So they understand what to do, yeah. And they know, for example, if they need to build, to take samples for testing, or if they need to treat the coronavirus patients, they have ways of doing that. However, the government, yeah, basically just allowed the Beijing to dispatch large groups of allegedly medical specialists to Hong Kong, and these people got there and say, okay, we could help Hong Kong to build temporary hospitals like the movable cabin ones, yeah, and they also could, yes, move their medical devices, equipment to Hong Kong to say allegedly help Hong Kong medical team. And however, the Hong Kong medical team are very skeptical about this because they are the qualifications of this mainland medical staff is not actually acknowledged, yeah, in Hong Kong at all. So whether they are really qualified, whether they really meet the standard of Hong Kong, that's really questionable. So that's why you can see the expressions are very skeptical, yeah. But this is political because these people, the medical people from mainland China, got there based on the order from Beijing. They got there. They allegedly help. Whether they really help or not, we will know from other posters. Yeah. So, shall I move to the next posters, please?
Okay,
Scott.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you can see this one.
Yeah, this is a new poster,
Yeah.
and basically it's on it's the views of some medical expert, and also it's also the view of Carrie Lam, the chief executive of Hong Kong. Okay, what did they say?
Yeah, this is for about because the income about the CCP, the more there is Hong Kong people, the Hong Kong officer, they say have a nasopharyngeal swab sample is good for about the Hong Kong deep throat cell liver test. They say Hong Kong mode is very good, and then they have can help people to test about the result. But everybody will know the Chinese mode that the testing is only the 30% only, but Hong Kong the testing can over for about the 80. But there because there now is we say Hong Kong is a one country two system, but you can see CCP can say about the about to appoint about the Hong Kong officer. They need to follow about CCP. CCP say you need to follow about the mode because the next step for the about the next poll. Yeah.
So here we basically see two views, yeah, effectively by the Hong Kong medical expert and Carrie Lam, the chief executive of Hong Kong. So, and we know the lady on the top, she said, based on her specialism, that for the community-based testing, the conventional saliva, yeah, taken from deep throat, yeah, is very easy. It's very easy, and also is very accurate to tell you whether the person has contracted coronavirus or not. It's necessary to arrange to put the people in the so-called negative pressure ward for sampling. And that which is expensive and it's unnecessary. And however, that's a Hong Kong medical specialist view. However, according to Carrie Lam, we all know that she's a running dog of the CCP, and you can see this in this poster. You see, she basically has this facial mask covering her eyes. That means she's basically very blind. She doesn't care. And then on this mask, we can read that some character, which means one country, one system. That's really the reality. And according to her view, is that Hong Kong should adopt the Chinese mode. Um, the testing should be carried out by appointed state-owned companies. State companies. Of course, the state-owned companies were appointed by the government to say, okay, you are allowed to carry out the testing, yeah, and the um, endorsed specialists would say, okay, we should do this, and this are the Chinese mode, and the Hong Kong government should adopt this Chinese mode, and they say, okay, let's give up our Hong Kong's traditional ways of doing that. So, and then that's basically one country, one system. So Hong Kong should follow suit of China. Yeah. So and do what the government say, or what the companies appointed by the government, and do what they do, what they say, and follow their instructions. So that's the meaning of this poster, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then you can see the
So which is political, which is professional. That's
Yeah.
you can see the contrast.
you can see
Okay. Yeah.
this poster to show which one is better for you, and then you will saw about the nasopharyngeal swab sample for the CCP mode. There is a left hand side. There is a Chinese mode, and then Hong Kong mode is used the deep throat
So saliva
test.
Yeah,
Yes, saliva
test.
test. Then
Yeah.
then you for you will choose which one for test about the virus. I see about the nasopharyngeal swab sample is very terrible because they have some need to have something to inside your nose. Yeah, and I will know. I see this photo is very terrible about to test about.
Yeah.
And then
Very scary.
Hong Kong government you say it's very good. It's good for about the testing, and then it's safe both Hong Kong for the. Compare Hong Kong mode, there is better, but Hong Kong. I won't say about Hong Kong is international city, and then medical shipment and medical all the medical standard is good, better than
Yeah, it's much
Chinese.
better. Yeah.
So why you support about you say Chinese is CCP is good, is better? I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't understand.
So yeah, in this poster we can see two contrasting approaches. Yeah, respectively adopted by mainland China and Hong Kong. These are conventional approach. So on the left hand, in the purple color, yeah, purple frame, you can see that is the conventional way. Conventional approach adopted in mainland China. So you can see the sampling is taken in terms of stuck up a long stick into your nostril, through your nostril, yeah, and to sample, which looks horrible and very scary. And then on the left hand side, you can see this frame in blue, and that is the conventional approach adopted in Hong Kong. And so it's so-called deep throat saliva test. So anybody can do that. Yeah, you use a cup and you clear your throat and you then spit out some saliva, and that could be used to test. The testing result is very accurate, and we can, if only by watching this, and we know that the Chinese conventional approach is very scary, and also it must be done by a person, and it's very costly. But and then the Hong Kong conventional approach is easy, yeah, is less costly. Anybody can do it by themselves and present and submit the sample for testing. And also, what also amazes me is that We have two officials here. They look like the government officials that of Hong Kong, yeah, and themselves are scared
Yeah, you can say the more
by the
detail.
Chinese approach, but still they promote as government officials. They are the running dogs of the CCP. They still promote the Chinese approach. So this is very funny, and their actual action and can tell the truth. They themselves don't like to be, say, like tested by the Chinese approach. That they prefer the Hong Kong's own approach for testing. But however, they promote the Chinese way.
Yeah,
That's very ironic, isn't it? Yeah. So that can show us this government officials, they're lying to the people, and they themselves even don't like it.
yeah. We
Yeah.
can we can. So next one is more detail about yeah, more detail about the what
Yeah.
why wait, okay, yeah. Why CCP will promote that? I think it's because the whole world is now use the Chinese mode because do you remember the CCP is provide their medical equipment for outside to another, yes,
Yes.
then other country,
Yeah.
then the find out the reason is their quality is very bad, and then the testing is not good, the result is not good,
Mm,
so they cannot
mm,
promote for outside, so they promote for in the Hong Kong because Hong Kong is controlled
mm,
in CCP. So you can
mm,
see this testing for they will be maybe will be have a money, they will capture money because you can see the left hand side there's coming about the health planning, and then this testing about the result, the first time is free, and then if you more than one times they will be charged about the testing result,
yeah.
because on the before the Hong Kong government appointing to the about CCP company that can collect the DNA and then have a result, and then so why there is a system to give in Hong Kong, they will capture about the DNA. There is more about important to talk about next part about the health code.
Yeah. We basically can see three posters here, and Sky began with talking the one on the left hand side, so which gives us more detail about this this like a testing while sampling through your nostrils, and this question say, how would you like to have a 20 centimeter stick stuck up in your nose? So that's really scary, yeah. And this approach involved the using of devices produced in China, which are of poor quality, and in terms that these companies, of course, backed by the CCP, cannot really sell their machines or equipment or devices to other countries because of their poor qualities. But now they try to get them this thing to Hong Kong, and of course they to go to Hong Kong, because now Hong Kong is officially controlled by the CCP government, and then you see it says that, okay, we are testing you, but the testing is free only for the first time,
Mm,
and then these mainland Chinese medical doctors, their work and the use of these devices for testing will be charged for them from the second time. So they are not free. It's not something like a humanitarian aid or work or scheme whatsoever. It's charged, yeah.
yeah.
It's charged. So it's a sort of like the mainland Chinese company export. Well, maybe if we do not call it export, basically they sell their devices and equipments and medical technology, not a technology, maybe techniques to Hong Kong. So they don't care whether this work or not. That's beyond their concern. And then when we move to the poster on the left-hand side, it says that this Chinese approach or the involvement of the Chinese mainland companies is not about testing the coronavirus. It's about collecting the DNA, right?
Yeah,
It's
it's
about
important.
collecting the DNA, and then they will save this data um, in that database, and they will use that data. And to every Hong Konger, this concerns is that this could be part of the, inbuilt survey on Hong Kong. So that's very concerned. That then the poster underneath also tells the story in terms that this is part of the Beijing's plan, the Xi's plan to monitor Hong Kong. So that also, along with this use of the China-made devices and adoption of the Chinese conventional approach, is this health code plan. So everyone would be so like a got labeled this health code, which would define people accordingly, and then they will save this code, and that's how they control you, allegedly according to your health condition. But there are many other implications because they can use this code to control other things, which we can see from the following posters, right?
Yeah, and then we show another
Okay.
one. You can see
Yeah,
the
you see this health code is connected with GPS.
yeah.
With GPS. Okay, yeah.
Wait a
Please
minute.
show us more.
Eh? Wait a minute. I see about that. Is no. Wait.
Uh,
No. Okay. No, is okay. Oh, sorry about the photo is too many. Yeah, we show this.
that's fine.
Yeah, and then you can see the health cook is now is promotion, and then because you can see about the CCP is mode there's one step and one step to promote their want to control, because now Hong Kong is actually is controlled in CCP, and then the Hong Kong now is not is same as about the mainland city. So they in the
Yeah.
mainland they have a health code. There is a green one that you have no problem, and then yellow one you need to check about test, and red one you cannot go outside. You need to have a home or go to hospital. That you like there's same as now who there is also is installed about the mobile app. There is a Chinese apps, CCP apps, and then this app the who they tell you who is a help green one, or who is need to pay the money to because you are yellow code, because you need to test, and then that's control in the CCP, because the mobile the data there is all in the CCP database. So now it's control Hong Kongers her life and their password the DNA, because there's one is a pandemic about the Hong Kong is higher about the virus, and then two is promote about you need to fear or to have a test to know about you have a negative or negative to take the yellow code. So this is a health code for now is promotion, because they need to do that. There is control no people not allow the Hong Konger to go out, because there is now against about positive about government proposed.
Yeah. Yeah. So this poster gives us a clue. This is also a poster made by Hong Kong people, and we can see, yeah, on the top there are three Chinese characters, yeah, and they're put in three colors, uh, green, yellow, and red. Yeah. So green means that you are basically health. Yeah, you are free from coronavirus, and yellow means yes, you test positive, but not that serious, and you're supposed to be, say, like a quarantine for about 7 days. And the red one means that you are serious, and then you must be, say, like, checked into hospital to receive some treatment, and you can basically isolated very isolate in the, yeah, you need to be quarantined in hospital, and you're not allowed to move around. However, this kind of a health code, the use of this code is very highly questionable, because it's not controlled really by the medical team. It's controlled by the police. It's controlled by the government. And we can see in the middle, yeah, in this, we can see behind this health code, there's a human shape. Basically, he's locked up within this fence. Say, like, the code is so, like, confined him inside. It's like he's in prison. So, and we read the character underneath. It says that control Hong Kongers and DNA life code. So DNA is a privacy. It's a kind of code, yeah, and it's unique to each person. And now the Hong Kong people themselves do not have the authority to determine by themselves about their privacy. It's all controlled by the government. The government collect your data. The government decide whether you are healthy or not, and the government decide whether you should be isolated, or whether you are allowed to move freely. So that is very concerned. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is the story behind this poster
yeah, we
that
can.
shows the Hong Kongers, yeah, concern.
Yeah,
It's about the authoritarian government control the citizens. Yes, we can see here the
yeah,
next one. Yeah,
yes.
tell us, please.
It seems of about the before the poster is say about the DNA, then the health code is the barcode, and then this barcode is control your freedom, and then the DNA can do
Mm.
it more about the privacy about, because they need to control about, can check about the DNA usable or not. Do you know understand about the mainland that they have some people will be captured, and then their DNA is good or good for them, because they are that they can take their half or their anybody the about the to move in the health if you suitable for they want to change their about the how to say that
Uh, Basically, your freedom is controlled by the government. Yeah, they
yeah,
will say, like, define your uh or define and control your freedom, your entitlement to your freedom, based on so-called health code. They will say, if they say you are not healthy, and then even if you are, you cannot challenge that, because you have nowhere to have the fair judgment done. So the government would say you're not healthy, so you're not supposed to move around, and they will say, like, either imprison you at home, or they imprison you to somewhere else, maybe even in mainland China, or in police custody, or anywhere. So, and that's according to Hong Kongers' understanding. This health code is basically a prison. That's this poster is telling us, right?
yeah,
Okay. Can we move to the next one,
yeah.
please?
Okay, the next one is same. There is the ship, the
Mm,
microchip in
yeah.
your background.
Microchip.
Do
Yeah.
you if you see the movie or see the TV, they have some if say the on the future they have some the the microchip that you can payment or on the microchip, or you can do anything. This microchip is impact in your body. This is about your anything information. Now is same of this situation, because the ship is say you have an attack, you will attack. Yeah, where you can go where, and your information, your privacy, and your anything. There is like a GPS. Then the mainland China is want to capture you or see you where, that they can immediately to have a data. That's this
Yeah.
like a, no a TV is in the real world.
Yeah, this is very, very strange. It looks very strange to me. And so it's like a microchip implant in human being. And this is, and on the left-hand side, you can see is that you have been tracked. So wherever you go, whatever you do, yeah, you will be, say, like surveilled by the government. And I found this very amazing because in the UK, yeah, is only cats and dogs have this microchip planted in them in case these cats and dogs move around or
Yeah.
escape from home, and then to be sure that they are not get lost. Yeah, they got missed, and then you have this. Their owners would like to say like have these microchips by the governmental authorized agents. That's for protection in terms that okay, these pets won't get lost, won't get missed. And you also can say like monitor their health conditions. But now in Hong Kong, it seems that the government now implant these microchips in human beings. So what for? This is
Yeah.
very, very strange. It's very strange. And also, the issue is that this tracking is not carried out by the medical authorities only, but rather it's controlled more by the police. Yeah, it's connected with the police system. So shall we move to next posters so that we get more information about it? Yeah.
Okay. There is same of there is, you can see about the checking the social. The left hand side is blue. Then there is a building up the bigger about the data. Then the plan is coming, because in Hong Kong news, news of Hong Kong, they now is say about on 1st September is the first step is the people can uh, DNA viral result to test. There is all in Hong Kong is now posting on the 1st September. So this we can see this also blue checking about in the mainland is a society system. That
Yeah.
you need to all the information is to mean you have the good society, or good you are good citizen. That is now is doing, because you can see the another one is some is say why Hong Kong is now have a higher virus the information that no is why the high virus, because they have a more because first Julia is Hong Kong is go back to China, and then the people to believe the government, they have a more party, and then also people not use the mask. So if you in the health code, so the green one, who is a green one? There is a believe the government or support the government. That one is a green. If you against the Hong Kong government, or is a positor, then they will not allow you to go outside, because you need to you get a red code on the home. And then the yellow code is for the if you have more money, or you are some have a good job, or have a good salary, then maybe have a yellow card, because you need to go check about payment, pay the money to get the green one.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
there is console that is now is live console in the health code, because the health code is maybe the next step. I don't, because now is Hong Kong government is saying health code, but promotion is not allowed, not already. That's first. That is now first step is support the people go to DNA collection to search to test result that the DNA is negative, or the virus. Now is
So, yeah, okay, I understand. So basically, we are seeing two posters. The one on the left, we can see this is a basically say in blue color. Yeah, the blue color means the pro Beijing color. Yeah, right. So
yeah,
this is sort of like imply the control by Beijing, and we can see that the information we get from here is that the Hong Kong government now is um, unfolding the planned the biggest database ever. Yeah, and is unfolded as planned, and then in this big data, the government will install sorry will store will save the citizens so-called health code and their home address, their credit record, and their movement around. Okay, and basically they can track you wherever you are. So once they got this database, they can check on anyone's information, and also this information is tagged with your credit card use. So they would say if you are pro-government, if you are a good citizen and you got more credit, yeah, and
yeah,
you got more freedom. And so if we move to the poster on the right-hand side, you can see this. We have three colors of health code, which means three categories people. So and the green color, if you get a green color house code, it means that you're healthy. And what happened is that these people, this green code, sorry, has been issued mostly to pro-Beijing people. Is that how they treat it differently from the rest? So on the 1st of July, Sky Means told us that this is so-called the big day of the founding of the Communist Party, as well as the handover of the sovereignty of Hong Kong back to China in 1997. These pro-Beijing people are supposed to be very healthy, so allowed to have party, allowed to move around, yeah, they're allowed to even say like open their business. They have this celebration, and actually triggered a new round of eruption of the coronavirus. And then we can see also like at the top, there are two categories people who got respectively got this yellow health code and red code, yeah, health code. So for those yellow, the people who got the yellow code, and they have to self-quarantine at home. They are not allowed to move around. And those people who got the red one, and that they got even more stringent quarantine. So they basically like in prison. And they were under monitoring, or they will be say like put in particular in hospital, etc. And if you really want to say like get a better health code, and then you have to pay the government to change that for you. So isn't that ridiculous? So
yeah,
these are the posters telling us, right?
yeah,
Sky.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We can go at yes,
It's
this
very
one.
arbitrary. So the house, what sort of like a house code you get is very arbitrary. It's decided by the government, by the governmental authorities, and you cannot challenge that. You cannot. So now we move to the next poster. What does it tell us?
Yeah, you in this postcard we can see why the government, the CCP government or the Hong Kong government is now doing the first step. All the people can go to test. That is on the 1st September. Is have a news. Is no, they will be go again. So the first step is start. And then the next step, the DNA collection, and then health code is will be the maybe as soon as possible to pull out post for the Hong Kong to next step. So what they you can see they step and step to go, and another one is you cannot allow to leave Hong Kong because now
Mm,
the CCP and we can say the third world worldwide. That is the because more about the Hong Konger will be leave Hong Kong because they feel about the Hong Kong is not safe.
mm.
So
Yeah,
the next step.
and this Yeah, so this poster expressed the Hong Kong people's real thought about the so-called all-inclusive testing, and evolving universally the Hong Kong people is and the Hong Kong people see this governmental promoted thing testing as a political is a means of political oppression. So the logic is that yes, through this all-inclusive testing, government can get the citizens' data, the DNA, yeah, DNA, and then this DNA will be stored in this so-called health code, and then the police can keep an eye watching on you, yeah, wherever you go, whatever you do. And then for those they are not they dislike, they will say like ban you from leaving Hong Kong. So they will impose the border control. So which has been prevailing in mainland China. So anyone the government dislike, yeah, never mind those political dissidents, if the government doesn't like you, you're not supposed to be able to travel abroad. So that's border control, and they won't really inform you, and then you only found that upon your leaving the country. This is the posters telling us, and Hong Kong people are very clever. They realize that the government is exploiting the coronavirus testing as a means of political oppression, right?
Yeah.
So that's also sort of like a make Hong Kong moving forward towards state. So and it also in CP's surveillance, it's more like Orwellian state. So that's this poster is telling us.
Yeah, we
So shall we
can.
move to the next one, please? Yeah.
Yeah, we can see the next one is about this why they collab that now is promote about uh, the test because the CCP they are pointing to the about the two
Wow.
company is come from the mainland, that is CCP,
Mm.
because the DNA and also is sent out to the mainland. So all is that about you can see they are more problem in this. They have the health problem, and then they have not a good company. So, but the government is if you know about the government, they have a building. They need to building about the contract. They need to open the contract, give a company to bid about the contract. But now is that they skip this step. That's only the CCP say, I appointed to these two company for you. and then you need to promote.
Yeah.
And then they tell us that
Yeah.
Hong Kong have two company can help people to fee about say the quotation about the fee test because there is like you citizen listen about the fee. They will have a free lunch or fee something, so they will go there. But the first time maybe the people citizen will be not scared about they have a virus and COVID-19, so they will go. But the first test maybe all is positive. Is negative.
Oh, right.
Positive. So they not virus, but then you maybe the first time is
Yeah.
health.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, and this poster is basically giving us information about the companies that appointed by the Beijing government to collecting the DNA samples or to carrying out the coronavirus testing in Hong Kong. These two companies, which are they? And their backgrounds are very, very worrying and very alarming. So one is the so-called BGI, and this one, of course, both companies based in China. And BGI, according to the information here, that this one involved in forced sampling the DNA of the Uyghurs in Xinjiang.
Yeah.
So, and also it's now a company, yes, included in the Americans and enlisted entity. So entity list. So basically, this company has a very, very negative and notorious credibility because it involves in human rights violations. Yeah. In Xinjiang. So it's a very bad company. It's not a good company, but it's endorsed by the Chinese government and it's appointed. It's one of the very few that's appointed by the government to carry out the so-called nucleic acid testing in China. And there's no bidding, as no say like a process. Proper process in terms of why this company is supposed to be responsible, is empowered by this authority to carry out the testing. So this is one of them. Another one, this company also had a problem in terms of in 2019, it caused the death. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of a patient, of a patient who undertook this sort of like a purification surgery. So this is this company. It's a company. So and then another one, which was also appointed by the Chinese government, is not even have the qualification. Yeah, to carry out this testing, and it's not even a medical institute, and the board of directors are not the testing people which are registered, properly registered, yeah, for doing such a job. The medical tester, no, they're not even registered medical personnel. And also, it company, yeah, it's Zhonglong. It has a affiliated company which is appointed by the government, only established 9 days after his appointment. So this is very, very strange. And also, however, so far it has done testing for over 160,000 people.
Yeah.
So without all these qualifications, yeah, without even registered properly, either in terms of the corporate term or the staff term. And then the government neither the Beijing government nor the Hong Kong government explain to the citizens why these two companies, yeah,
There will no need, no need tell you.
delegated this authority to carry out this testing and sampling and DNA collecting of the Hong Kong people.
They
So
will,
this is very, very alarming and disturbing. Yeah.
they will tell you about government do anything, not need to tell you the
Yeah.
skip the
So
process
this is,
with this
yeah.
government, the
This is
power.
basically like the authoritarianism. So government does whatever it wants, it wishes.
Yeah.
There's no need to be accountable to the citizens or to anybody else at all. So the fact we found from this poster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The last two photo is one is that on the maybe generally they have a COVID-19. We say the CCP bias. That's the government not to stop the about close the about the people the mainland. They let the mainland take the picture is tell you close the borders border brothers
Border, yeah.
brothers and no close the border is what different about that. And then but now is on maybe this Sunday, this Saturday is opened about mainland people can go again to Hong Kong or fly to other country. It does no close the button, but now the start again. You can explain more about the poster.
Yeah. Yeah. So this poster basically means that the Hong Kong government now reopen its border, especially to people from mainland China. So tourists or China from this Saturday are free to make transfer or transit via Hong Kong International Airport. Yeah, and these people won't say like won't need to go through any procedure to or any say like a testing whatsoever or quarantine. So people have no idea whether they are healthy or not for traveling, whether it's possible for them to bring in some coronavirus and then to infect other people, local people whatsoever. And also the right part of this poster shows that so why it's urgent to close the border still, because the coronavirus is still there and we're still in the middle of the pandemic. And they say yes, if you do not close the border properly, for example, if you still open it to let the people like visitors to travel freely and even take the transfer via Hong Kong, then leave some holes there. So people then people in Hong Kong are not safe. They are not protected from the further infections of the coronavirus. Yeah, and that's this posters is telling us.
Yeah.
So the government doesn't really mind about the local people's health or safety at all.
Yeah. There's all this now today are all the poster, and then we can see how the Hong Kong government they do the policy is also considered about the CCP. The CCP is more important about the Hong Konger life. That for now maybe on the September will be do the people the protester will be do another will be have something will be happen, but now need to how to say
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. For the now this time
Okay. So that's all the posters Sky would like to share with us today. And according to his explanation, that the health code will be officially introduced from the first and take effect from the 1st of September. Yeah, and Hong Kong people now in terms of this so-called health code scheme introduced by the government, the Hong Kong government, basically ignores the local people's concerns and ignore local people's safety and their health. So, and they won't say like let this happen, but they are going to protest against it. And according to Sky, they are planning to have a protest on the 1st of September when this health code scheme is officially introduced. So that's what you are telling us, right? However, currently, because bear in mind the effect of the national security law, Hong Kong people are very cautious. They know that the police and the government would use that to crack down any resistance, any objection, any challenge from the Hong Kong people.
Yeah.
And of course, Carrie Lam is a running dog of the CCP regime, and she doesn't care at all. She's more mind about her civility. Basically, she only minds about being accountable to her CCP boss rather than accountable to the Hong Kong people. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you about
Okay.
this data channel.
Yeah. Thank you very much for everyone to come to join us today, and we are going to also post the text in on G News,
Yeah.
and which will involve more details of this health code and DNA, including DNA collections introduced by the Hong Kong government. Yeah, we'll also say like give more details about the Hong Kong people's concern in terms that they are now very upset to see that the city they loved moving towards a police state, and the CCP government via the Hong Kong government has been imposing this surveillance, yeah,
Yeah.
on an all-inclusive scale, which really endanger their personal safety and health. And the government has been exploiting this pandemic in the city. So let us just mind that Hong Kong people are still fighting on the front line against the CCP authoritarianism and against the CCP who endanger and destroy their homes and as well as the democracy, freedom, and rule of law. So we must say like show. We must pay attention and closely watch what's going on in Hong Kong, because they are not only defending for themselves but also defending for us and the whole free world. So let's stand by with Hong Kong, and please pay attention. And we will post the details on G News, and please pay attention to that as well. And thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah,
and
you.
we are expecting to meeting you again
Yeah,
next Friday,
next Friday.
the same time, same place.
Yeah, thank you everybody. And then G News, GTV, and YouTube have our channel to know about the information. Thank you everybody. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Okay.